All right, let's dive into something wild. We're going to talk about 12 everyday things that, believe it or not, are actually illegal. And yeah, you've probably done at least one of them this week, maybe even today.
I mean, you probably think so, right? You pay your taxes, you stop at red lights. You're a good person, one of the law-abiding citizens.
But what if I told you that you might be breaking the law every single day without even knowing it? And no, I'm not talking about some big dramatic crime. I'm talking about these little tiny habits that feel completely harmless, but are actually technically illegal.
So let's start where most of us spend our time these days, the digital world. This is where things get, well, kind of blurry, and where it's just so easy to break the rules without even thinking about it. Okay, picture this. You're at a friend's place, you pull out your phone, and it just automatically connects to their Wi-Fi. Seems totally normal, right? Well, in the eyes of the law, that simple act can be considered unauthorized access. And here's the really wild part. Legally, that's in the same ballpark as hacking, no joke. And this whole unauthorized access thing, it goes way deeper. You know that Netflix or Spotify password you're sharing with your family or friends? Yep, technically, you're breaking the terms of service you clicked agree on. That's considered giving access to a private system. Oh, and it gets even more serious. Grabbing your partner's phone and scrolling through their DMs, that's a huge one. Those messages are legally private, and reading them without permission is a really big deal. You know, that idea of unauthorized access is the perfect segue into our next topic, the internet's copyright traps. This is really where our whole culture of sharing everything bumps right up against some pretty serious laws.
Come on, we've all been there. There's that one movie you can't find anywhere, or that song you're dying to hear. You think to yourself, what's the harm in just one little download? Well, the harm can be pretty massive to your wallet. I'm not kidding. People have been slapped with fines in the thousands of dollars for downloading just one song or one movie. And the law doesn't really care about your excuse that it was just for you.
Okay, fine. But what about something even more normal? You're scrolling, you see a hilarious meme or an amazing photo, and you screenshot it to send to your group chat. I mean, literally everyone does this, right? Well, here's the cold, hard truth. The internet feels like this wide open space, but it's not. That meme, someone made it. And if you didn't create it and you don't have permission to share it, it's technically copyright theft. The law is super clear about this, even though, our everyday behavior is. And hey, for all you content creators out there, this is huge. Just grabbing a cool pic from Google Images for your thumbnail, or using even a few seconds of a popular song in your TikTok, that can lead to some really serious stuff. We're talking lawsuits, or poof, your whole channel could get deleted.
Okay, let's move away from our screens for a minute and talk about the real world. Because these invisible rules, they're not just online. They exist out here too.
So you've seen those videos, right? People arguing in a store or something. Your first instinct might be to pull out your phone and start recording. But you've got to be careful. If someone's in a place where they have a reasonable expectation of privacy, like, say, their own car, and you're recording them without them knowing, you could be breaking the law. That's invasion of privacy. And it doesn't even matter if you post the video. The act of recording itself is the problem. All right, here's one that's going to surprise a lot of people. That huge concert is coming to town, and you think, hey, I'll list some tickets for sale, and if they sell for a high price, then I'll go buy them. Sounds like a smart plan, right? Wrong. If you list something for sale that you don't actually own yet, the law has a very simple name for that. It's called fraud. And the list just keeps going. Think about it. Using cracked software isn't just illegal, it's basically an invitation for viruses and malware onto your computer. Or what about the little stuff, like jaywalking? We all do it until we get that annoying fine. And data privacy. Oh man. Even if you're just collecting emails for a newsletter, if you don't have explicit consent, you could be violating massive laws like GDPR. Okay, so after all of that, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, am I a criminal? It's a fair question. So let's talk about that, and let's get clear on the difference between, say, a major crime and a minor infraction.
So, deep breath. The answer is no, of course not. Accidentally doing one of these things doesn't make you a criminal. What it really shows is just how complicated our world is. It's filled with all these invisible rules that we're all navigating, most of the time without even realizing they're there. And this really breaks it down nicely. See, not all of these illegal actions are the same. On one end, you've got a minor infraction, like jaywalking. The consequence? A small fine, probably.
Annoying, but that's it. Then you move up to something like copyright infringement, like downloading a movie. Now you're talking about potentially thousands of dollars in fines. And then at the top, you have things like invasion of privacy, which can actually lead to criminal charges. So yeah, the consequences are definitely not all equal. So now you know, the point isn't to scare you, but just to make you a little more aware. But I have to ask, which one of these got you? Which of these invisible rules were you most shocked to hear about? Was it the Netflix password thing, the memes, something else? Really think about it, because I'm willing to bet that almost every single one of us is guilty of at least